Right. Good morning, guys. So we're gonna do that one. Okay. So in module 3, right? This one, I highly encourage you guys to follow me, guys. Okay. So it's this one, running a script on remote server. Okay. All right. So I know I kind of have prioritized putty instruction. Okay. But I now kind of want you guys to use the command line. Okay, so try to use the command line, even if in Windows. And then if it doesn't work, you can fall back to putty. But putty, the problem with putty is it time outs you really quickly, so you don't have enough time to enter your password. So that's the problem. You can Google how to change the timeout time, and you can do it actually, but let's use the command line, which is the easiest. Okay. All right. Probably starting next semester, I'm gonna remove those putty stuff. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that it's I actually put screenshot for putty, and then the other one, though I asked you guys, but it's kind of some of you guys trying to use putty. I know that. Okay. All right. So we basically need to log into Hills, and then create this directory, right? And then go inside, and then create this Python program, and then run it. Okay. So we did that as a group last week. Okay. So this is my demonstration to you doing the same. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go over here. I probably already have. So I'm already in from in there, right? So, but I'm going to log out. So always do the logout. Okay, once you are done. Okay, it's good to do that because you are inside the secure server, right? If you don't log out and inside a coffee house and go to a restroom and then someone may do nasty thing. It actually happened to Chase. Okay. So in I think 10 around 2010, I think, right? So there was a big data breach in Chase. What happened was, whoever the person was in a copy house and didn't close the laptop and went to somewhere, and someone got access, and then they stole the data. Okay, probably resetting the password, and then you don't know the password, they have the password, right? So all right, those people, they track the important people, right? That's and then they found that this guy frequently go to this coffee house, so they were spying on him probably for a while. Okay, anyway, so Chase end up paying billions as a fine. Okay, all right, to SCC, I think. Okay, all right, so anyway, so I'm gonna re-login. Okay, all right, so I reset my password. Could you check, Kevin? All right. Okay, so I got in. All right, so I want, so those who did this, I recommend doing it again. But if you couldn't do it, I beg you, please try to follow me. Okay, so that's what entire previous class did. Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, right here. Okay, this one. So it's not my email, it's my email alias. This is my email alias or the username, and then at hills at ccsf.edu. Okay, that's how you write it. Okay, okay, it's not your email address. We have hills.ccsf.edu. Okay, okay, So now I am inside, and you can try ls. All right, and you can see that I've been teaching this class several semesters, so every time I was creating uh, um, uh, uh, a directory, right? Okay, so that's why I have many, but you may not have anything there. Okay, yes, you can stay there. Yeah, you are inside Hills. See that your username and at Hills, so you are inside the server now. Cool, good, and you are too. Yeah, are you inside the server now? These windows, right? These windows, okay. Enter command, yeah, cmd. All right. So now SSH. So if you didn't do this, I recommend doing this. Okay. So SSH. Oh, sorry, what happened? Something in my cache went in there. All right. So this is what you have to do. SSH. It's your email username right here. Then at hills.ccsf.edu. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is your email username from college, and at hills.ccsf.edu. Okay. Okay. All right. So I asked you guys to make a directory. So I'm gonna say, what's the command? Yeah, mkdir. So make directory, right? So mkdir. So it's a short for like make directory. And let's say cs110a. It will not allow you to create another one with the same name. So yeah, you can whatever name you're fine. Okay, so I'm gonna create cs 110a006. All right, 7, this class. Okay, section 7. So now we're gonna verify that. All right, ls, and you can see that it's been created right here. Okay, so list command ls, and we're gonna move into that. So what's the command? We're gonna move into that directory. Now that's creating, right? cd, change directory, right? Cd, yeah. Oops, let's fell down. And cs110a 007. Okay, so I may moved in there. How can we verify with where the place? pwd, right? And it's going to show you, so you can see the path after my home folder, right, which is my username usually. Okay, all right. So well, basically I can now I have to create a file, right? So it's .py file. Python files are actually text files. Okay, they are text files with the extension with .py. Okay, so we are creating our first Python file, and then the program to create text file is nano. Okay, it's a command or it's a program. Okay, so nano, it's a command line text editor basically. So this is command line, right, or terminal, right? So nano is a command line or terminal text editor. Okay, so you can basically edit an existing file as well as create a new file. So nano space, and you create your file name, right? Hello, right, .py. Okay, so once you hit enter, it'll take you to somewhere, something like this. Okay, so this is nano. Okay, so it's, again, you can see that you can type thing and then save and then exit. Okay, so print, this is what I asked, print. Well, this is our first code, right? So uh, anyone who write code for the first time usually write this program we call the hello world program, right? So let's write it. um, all right, and hit enter. That's enough, just single line in our Python script. Okay, and to save, this hat mark is actually control button, guys. Okay, so it's control X to save and exit. Or if you are using a MacBook, either command, or some MacBook still use control. So command X or control X. Okay, all right, so control X. Now it's going to verify. Okay, and then save, right? To save, press VS. That's it, just Y. Press Y, and now it's going to give you a chance to change your file name. See that over here, the cursor, right? If you want to change your file name, if you can, like for example, you can put the backspace, see that, and change the file name, but I'm going to keep it again, right? And then hit enter, and it will save. Okay, all right. Now how we verify whether the file got created or not? ls, right? You can list, right? ls, and then it's there. All right, the file is created. So to run, this is a Python program. To run Python, you need Python 3 as the command. Okay, so Python, sometimes Python also works, and then Python, and then hello p dot. I think I can try this also, guys. Once you type just H, hit the tab button. See that? Just type H and hit the tab button. Oops. So here's what I'm going to do. Just put H and hit the tab button. So that's a shorthand way to get the thing that you want. Okay, and I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to now complain its command is not found. So that means we should try Python 3. Okay, that's why. Okay, all right. So this should be Python 3. Okay, this will run now. Okay, see that it ran and I got hello world. All you have to do is take a screenshot of this, right, and then submit, right? So I'm gonna take a screenshot. All right, take a screenshot and then submit. All right, submit. Is there a way that I can get rid of all those lines of code right there on the command line? No, you cannot delete this because it's part of your these are part of your own system, right? So you cannot remove that. No, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And guys, make sure to log out. Again, I earlier explained, right, why it's important, right? So because this is a secure server, right? So if you are done, then you have to log out. Okay. All right. All right. So we're gonna go to our. All right, guys. We are switching gears. Okay. We are switching gears, and we are doing this one. Okay. All right. So this one, okay. So we're gonna do this one now. Okay. So before that, I hope you guys read this page. Okay. So this is the one that I want you guys to read. Maybe later after the class, after this class. This is basically we're gonna use this strategy to in solving problems throughout this class. Okay. So it's a problem solving strategy uh, that not only you can use it in it's definitely written for, like, this designed for computer science, so for software engineers, but you can even apply this method for any real world problem solving as well. Okay, so if you click on this one, you can see that it's actually umpire interview strategy. So it's actually a problem solving strategy designed for you to practice at the whiteboard. Okay, and when in a it is in the digital whiteboard or actual whiteboard in front of an interview panel. Okay, all right. So understand, it stand for understanding the question, and match. So this is a mnemonic, right? So each letter has an action that you have to follow, and we're gonna practice this method every class day, pretty much. Okay, and then what will happen is we will keep improving at every class day, and then by the end of this semester, the idea is we all become expert on problem solving. Okay, all right. So so again, we're gonna basically starting today. We're gonna practice that. Okay. So I'm gonna close this page. Okay, and then play this PowerPoint, guys, and it has some like, a description as well. Okay. All right. So over here. Okay. So I'm going to click on this. Okay, and make sure, guys, it's actually in turtle mode. Okay, so this is in turtle mode. You will see that it's turtle over here. Okay, and then I saw in the previous class some of you guys go into turtle sorry, text mode, and then trying to do turtle, it would not work. Okay, so make sure you are in turtle mode, and then you will see some this green stuff. Okay, so stay in turtle mode. Okay, all right. What you need to do is replace this code. Do not keep that. Okay, and then copy paste the code that I have given to you. Okay, so that's the starter code, and I'll give you for few first weeks. I will give you the starter code. Okay, all right. Okay, so and then it says that, okay, copy paste your problem statement so that you don't have to go back and forth. So that's my first step of actually understanding. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this line, and I'm going to um, change this. All right, I'm going to copy paste the problem statement, which is over here. All right, write a program, turtle program. Okay, so that's my first step of the understand step. Okay, so all right, it's basically I'm copy pasting. Okay, all right, so this is going to be my first step, understanding. So basically I pasted the problem statement so that I don't have to go back and forth reading it, right? So reading couple of times. Yes. No, we need the codes. We need the code, yeah. So because it's not code, right? It's English, right? That's why. Okay, all right. So next thing in the understand step is to figure out the inputs. And then why is that? Because recall the make bread thing, the abstraction in real world assignment, guys. The make bread. We figure out inputs, right? So we have to do the same here as well. So my question is, what is the input here? Oops. No, they are actually code inside our codes, right? Input, yeah. What is our input? Yeah, we used to enter it using keyboard, right? Yeah, but inputs, yeah. No. Anyone? Anyone? Did you have a question? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's fine. I hit the enter key. That's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah. That whole thing is English. Python would not run it. That's not code. This is English. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, um, okay. So what is the input here? Okay. Yes. It's no, it's actually the part of it's actually the output that we are expecting, right? So then, yeah, that's the input 100, the length. Without that, how can we draw the equilateral triangle? We can, right? We need that. So that's our input. That 100, the length of the equilateral triangle, that's the input. Okay, it's you have to strive to figure out the input given to you from the problem statement. Usually problem statement has it. Okay, so you should be able to figure out that. That's the absolute first step of problem solving. Figure out your input so that you use it to in your solution, right? Like for example, right, without bread flour you cannot make a bread, right? You have to have it, right? You have to have the bread flour with you to make a bread, right? So that's your input. Yeah, yeah, that's the input. Length of the triangle is the input. Okay. Mhm. Oh, it's given to you here, right? Yeah. Mhm. That's a real good question. All right, so guys, the question is, how do we find the input? All right. So usually every problem statement has a English vocabulary finding the input. Okay. So you will see words like given, provided. Sometimes the input itself will be present in the problem statement. And here, triangle of, that of is actually the the clue that okay, this must be an input to your program. Okay, so that's why vocabulary, English vocabulary, and making connection into your solution is really important. Okay, so and that's why I'm pursuing this methodology, like umpire technique, so that you actually grasp this one. So really good, and we will actually use this every all 18 weeks, so that you will become, each week you will become an expert of it. Okay, so this is our first day, so let's take a step back and then go slowly. Okay, so all right, so we figured out input, it's 100 lengths. So usual vocabulary is basically given, like for example, given 100 length, okay, draw the triangle, something like that. But this one is a little bit hidden, right? So only off, and you can think of, okay, that's okay, you need that 100 length to draw it, right? Okay, so next question. All right, we figure out the input, so we basically write here input equals input is 100, I would say length, right? Length, which is 100. Okay, all right. Okay guys, this is not code. Okay, I'm not writing code yet. Okay, so do not jump to write code, which first we're gonna solve the problem in English. Okay, all right. So now we should what we should figure out now. Imagine the bread making machine. Okay, so the abstraction in real world problem. Yeah. So yeah. So what we should be figuring out next? The output, right? What's the expectation from the problem? The output. So what's the output here? Yeah, drawing an equilateral triangle, right? So that's the output. So output equals. Please follow me, guys. Okay, so it's your first day doing this. We want to go in detail with you. So one. The angle wouldn't be included in the input. That's another good question. No, why? Because we are drawing an equilateral triangle. We have to figure it out in our code when we write code. So it's in the code. It's not an input. Okay. All right. It's domain knowledge. Yes. On the input, should we put times three times? No, we don't need that. Yeah, because that's too many details, right? Just for drawing an equilateral triangle, you only need one side length. That's it, because they are all equal. Okay. All right. All right. So output is drawing of, right, of I'm gonna go shorthand, guys. Lateral triangle. All right. So that's the output. So we are not yet done with the understanding. So in particular to Python, so in general, in the understanding, you should do at least couple of examples by hand. Okay. So so this is for word based problem. For turtle problem, then what we should do, we should draw it by our hand, imagining your pen is your turtle's tail. Okay, so we should try to draw it. Okay, so let's do that now. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna dump this whole thing from previous class. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna use that over here. All right. So drawing. So turtle is looking at 0 0. Okay, guys. So right here at 0 0, and it's looking at east. Okay. So that's the default location of the turtle. So what we should do first? Move forward by 100, right? So we're gonna move forward, and we'll end up right here, and then this will be 100. Okay. What we have to do now? Turn 120 degrees. All right, that's good. Turn left, right? How? I mean, did 120 fall from the sky? How do we get it? That's the angle, right? To draw an equilateral triangle, that's the angle we have to turn, right? Okay, so here's how you take it, guys. Okay, so basically we need to turn. So turtle need to look this way by turning 120 degrees, right? But here it's come, right? How many sides do we have? Three, and they're all equal, right? So this is the formula. Okay, you take 360 degrees and divide it by 3, because we have three sides, we get the angle 120, right? That's the angle. Okay, that's how you find it. So this is the formula. So then for a square, what's the formula? 90, right? Divide by 4 give you 90. If you want to draw a pentagon, divide by 5 will give you 75 or something, right? And then if it is a hexagon, divide by 6 give you 60. Okay, so this is the domain knowledge. Okay, so whoever given this problem expect you to know this. If you do not know this, then it is your responsibility to explore the area and then learn it, because software engineers don't just code, they actually solve real world problems. So the expectation is you have to have some understanding of the domain of the problem that you are going to solve. Okay, so and we are not going to rely too much on math. This is just a simple one, right? So if we need a little bit, and then I'll give you the formula that you can use. Okay, all right. So then, yeah, we know that we have to turn by this one, so we're going to basically, next step is move forward by, okay, so sorry about my drawing, another 100. So It's looking somewhere northwest, right? So what do we have to do now?
Turn left 100
Yeah, so you are repeating, right? So as you draw, imagining that this is what your turtle need to do, this is what your code need to do, right? So, and then I'm going to turn one more time, 120, right, degrees, and then we basically, next step is move forward again, right? So these are all equal, okay? This is 100, okay, and that's it. All right, this is the solution basically that we have to do, the basic one. Okay, so now the next step is, all right, we're gonna write the algorithm, but before that we can do one more thing, guys. We should try to draw the black box diagram. Okay, so remember, like for the bread making machine thing, right? So what should go in here then? Yeah, so I have given the name as well to you guys. It's actually draw, right? So equilateral, right? Triangle. Okay, so that's the abstraction name, the function names, right? See that over here, I have given it to you. Okay, all right. So now what? So what is the input? Yeah, the length, right? Yeah, you're right. Oops. Input, um, length, right? Okay, and then I'm gonna draw an arrow. It can be over and it can be under, which is fine. Okay, and the output, yeah, so the output is basically um, equi triangle. Okay, all right. So what we are going to do is, we are going to be the engineer who implementing this function. It's like, imagine you are yourself the engineer who make the bread machine. So you need to know everything about bread making, because you are the one who are going to make it, right? You are not the user anymore, right? You are the engineer who make the bread machine. So in our class, we will be both the client and the engineer. Client means the person who use our code, as well as the person who write our code. Okay, all right. All right, now we can go in and write our algorithm. You guys gonna help me, guys? Oh, next step is basically, so we did the understanding. Next step is match. So match is basically recall process. Okay, so we are basically asking yourself, did I solve this problem in the past? Okay, right? Always ask that. Did I encounter something close, at least close in the past? Okay, and then for us, we just started, right? So we don't have anything in our memory bank, right? But I showed you guys the other day how to draw a square, right? So you can actually write that one for now. Okay, so the match is basically, I would write draw a square. Okay, this is the one, TRAW. Okay, so basically matching is a recall process, because every time you solve a problem, if you solve at least something close problem, it's going to help you, right? So it's a recall process. I mean that's pretty much, we use it every day, every moment, right? So we use the experience we already have, in to do something not exactly the same, something maybe close, right? So this recall is really important. So you ask yourself, have I encountered this already? It doesn't need to be 100% match. Just something that you use that maybe you think may be useful, you can write it down over here. Okay, all right, so that's match. So next step is plan. Okay, plan is where we have already done plan, learned about the planning, right? So it's week 1. Remember the stepwise refinement of the algorithm? That's a plan, a recipe, right? So you basically have written something we call an algorithm or steps to solve a problem, right? So that's the call. That's we call the stepwise refinement of an algorithm. So that's what we are going to do. So synonyms are basically plan, the algorithm, pseudocode. They're all synonyms. Okay. So so here the plan. So let's write the plan. The first thing is, so yes, yeah. But I'm going to add one more first. But I'm going to explain it later. Okay. So step one. But I'm going to come into that in the step two. Actually, I'm going to say input. Okay. Length. I'll come back to this later, guys. Okay, so don't worry too much right now. So now move forward by 100, right? So forward by 100. Okay, try to follow me along, guys. Okay, what's the next step? Yeah, left by. So I'm gonna yes, so to save time, I'm gonna remove the turn one, but I will say left by 120, right? Yeah, so we are repeating, right? So I'm gonna basically, so two more times we're gonna repeat these two lines. I'm gonna copy paste and change the number. Okay, so this is step 4, this is step 5, and then I think that's one more, right? So we don't need the last one. So all right, 6, that's it. And what is this? Yeah, this algorithm, this is pretty much the solution in English, right? Isn't that right? This is a solution in English. So all we have to do is translate this to Python. We are basically done. So try to do this always, because we are learning a language called Python, right? So we are not still thinking in Python. We are thinking in English. So the best thing to do first is solve the problem in English and then translate, because we are learning how to translate from English to Python by learning the syntax, learning the grammar of Python. Okay, so that's what we are going to do now. So next step is implement. I have already given to you the the starter code. Implement. Okay, so letter I. Okay, so always, guys, before coming to implement, before writing your code, make sure your algorithm works. Okay, make sure it solves your problem. Otherwise, when you translate, if your algorithm is wrong, you are now translating a wrong algorithm to code, so your code will also be wrong. Okay, so make sure your algorithm is not vague as well, it's complete and in detail and it's correct. Okay, so also don't write vague algorithm, because then you're gonna get into trouble when you translate into code. Okay, got it?
Yes.
All right. So now, so I'm gonna keep this one aside for later. So we're gonna start from here. Okay, because I have, since I have given the starter code, so this is the creation of the turtle. Okay, so this code creates a turtle, and I'm giving it a name, a turtle. This can be anything: Alex, dude, turtle, but don't use T. Okay, that's a not an expressive name, right? All right, so this is the name I have given you. You can pick any name you want. Okay, yeah, so you have a pet name, you can use a pet name for the turtle. Okay, all right, and later on you will see I'll be using Alex as the turtle. Okay.
Do we need to write what the function does here?
Oh yeah, yes, that's a good, yeah, that's a good pointer. Yeah, we have to write it over here. So basically I would write draws um, uh, um, an equilateral triangle. Yeah, an equilateral. I would say of length 100. Okay. All right. And then we call in software engineering, we call these two lines, guys, this is important, okay, the public interface of the function. Okay, so what does that mean? What is the public interface of bread machine? It's the look of it, right? What we see when we see the bread machine, that's the public interface, right? If you go to the kitchen and see your microwave, you see in the public interface of the microwave, and looking at that, you know it's a microwave, nothing else. So that's why manufacturers build all the microwaves in a similar kind of pattern, right? So that people don't confuse it as a TV, right? Right? So that's we call the public interface. Same here. Anyone who read these two lines should be able to grasp what the function, what the code does without reading a single line down below. Okay. So that's really important. That's why we call this public interface of the function. No, the two lines that I selected, the line 23 and 24. These two lines we call these two line function name. The yeah, you're right. Yeah. Title should express you, right? Yeah. Yep. All right. Right. So
We followed the first week without the training wheels, and I think it started getting serious.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, one thing is, yeah, don't get too scared about that, because the process we are going to follow exactly the same. And then basically, like those nitty gritty things, like using turtles and what function to use and things, you're gonna keep using same set of turtle functions every day. So you will be really comfortable with turtle, let's say after a couple of weeks. Okay, yeah, I guarantee that. So, and then the rest is basically learning, right? So we are learning each week a new programming concept, and then we are applying it here with turtles and also word-based problems. Okay, so I mean, I see that you are putting a lot of effort. So keep up the good works. Yeah, I mean, we have help as well, and I'm here to help. Our TA is here to help, and also we have an entire tutor squad. And then you can drop in. You don't have to come here. You can drop in and zoom in and get help, right? So that's a drop in Zoom box. So try to get their help, and they are here to help you guys. I know it's we are doing this for the first time, right? So everything when you do for the first time, it's challenging. So I totally understand that. So that's why I'm trying to, like, I'm also solving with you guys the next day. Okay. So yeah. All right, guys. So let's watch this. Um, this one about time management. This will be if you follow these techniques, midterm. I will post in the midterm project next week. Okay, so midterm means right around the 7-8 week, right? That's midterm. It will be due the I think mid-March. The midterm will be due, so you will have enough time to do. It's not an exam; it's a project. So you will need time management doing a project, right? So this video gonna have some helpful tips. Is someone trying to come here? All right, come on in. All right, so
So were we done with the umpire technique as far as like labeling it in the code, or are we gonna come back to that?
you're gonna come back. Yeah, you're gonna come. So today we'll probably not go to Thai book at all, because this one takes time. So the turtle problem takes time, but that's fine. This is our first time, so we're gonna take time. Okay.
I think I already did the turtle. No, it's not. Sorry.
All right.
Time management is tricky for many students, but is particularly important. Research has found that time management skills assessed during freshman year were more predictive of GPAs during senior year than SAT scores. As you can imagine, there are many experts who give tips on time management. You can explore such tips by viewing our procrastination video, visiting the Learning Center, taking the Science of Learning course offered by the School of Education, or simply by Googling time management to explore other resources. In this video, we'll discuss just 3 quick tips, beginning with the end in mind, breaking larger tasks into smaller tasks, and using SMART goals. Let's use a 10-page book report as an example. Step 1. Start by beginning with the end in mind and then working backwards. This is a great tip given by Stephen R. Covey in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So in this case, start by looking up when your book report is due and how many pages you need to read before then. Step 2. Note the days from now until deadline that you have available to work on your paper, and, working backwards, consider what you need to do on each of these days. For example, if you plan to do a final review of your paper on a Friday, what will you do on the preceding days in order to make this happen? When planning what you'll do, be sure to do it as according to Step 3. Create SMART goals for whatever days you'll be working on your paper. SMART stands for specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-bound. Specific means to go into as much concrete detail as you possibly can. For example, instead of writing review paper in your calendar, also include details such as check for spelling errors, grammatical errors, and whether or not the flow of the paper seems logical. Measurable means that you should have a way of gauging whether or not you've done what you set out to do. For example, if you've written down that you'll write 1 to 2 pages on a given day, then at the end of the day, you'll know whether or not you've followed through. Action-oriented means that what you write down in your calendar should tell you what actions you need to do in order to complete the goal. This is the reason you'd note in the calendar, read 20 pages of the book instead of merely book report. Realistic means just that. For example, it's unreasonable to plan to write a 10-page paper within a day, at least not a great paper. Instead, you'll want to break up a large task, whether writing a 10-page paper or studying for an exam, into smaller tasks. This is the reason you may want to allot writing only 1 to 2 pages on a given day, depending on factors like your schedule and the type of paper being written. Finally, time-bound refers to the fact that deadlines of goals need to be clear and specific. While creating SMART goals, be sure to consider how many pages you can reasonably write per day, keeping in mind that this, in part, depends on how many days you have available. Then consider how many pages you'll need to read in order to have enough time to write your paper. For example, if you find that you have 15 days in which to read your book and your book has 300 pages, you'll need to make sure that you read at least 20 pages per available day. So for the particular example we're considering, your calendar may look something like this.
All right. There's some more references there, guys. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go back to our problem. Okay. So so we over here. So now we have the complete algorithm. Make sure it works. Okay. And then we're gonna basically translate code. Okay. So so I have given the starter code. Okay. So and then what do we call these 2 lines again?
The interface.
Yes. Public interface of the function. It's like, you are seeing the microwave and then you are recognizing it's the microwave. So then you can go and use it. So it's public. Public means the user, the person who is going to use it. Okay. So remember, in this class, you are both the user and the engineer. Okay, who write code. So you have to have both mindset. Okay. All right. So so I have given the starter code. This creates a turtle with this name, and this is how we create a turtle. So basically, what we are doing is create a turtle, assign it that name. Okay. All right. So 25. We learned already Tuesday. What is line 25? What do we call it in Python? We learned that name.
Sorry, what was the question?
Line 25. What do we call that line?
This is assignment.
Assignment what? We are almost there. Yeah, assignment statement. Okay, why it's assignment statement? You see the assignment symbol, right? So that's the statement. So that is the first statement we learned in this class, the assignment statement. Python have about 7 types of statements. We're going to learn one more over here. Okay, so so that's the other one is this, the import statement. Okay, that's the second type of statement we learned. Okay, import statement. It's also a type of statement in Python. Okay, all right. So now, so now this is just changing the turtle speed, and this is how we access the the functions provided in the turtle modules. So we call it the dot notation. So basically, after dots we write whatever the attribute name. Okay, so in this case, speed function, and it's belong to turtle. That's why we have to use dot. Okay, so we're going to learn more about that later in the class. Okay, all right. So now let's write our first line over here. Right. So if you want, you can change this to 10 to make it fastest. Okay. Oh, sorry, 0. I think the fastest. So I'm going to start off with this one again. Like I said, I will come back to this one later. Okay. So forward by 10. So that means a turtle, right? Dot. You guys
So
forward, right? Yep.
without this statement, assignment statement,
Mhm.
you could write out turtle. And then
No, you can, because we need to create a turtle to use it, right? I mean, you need to have a pencil to draw, right? So we are creating a turtle that would be ready to draw. Okay, that's line 25. We need to have that.
Cool.
Okay,
So
but we didn't write it in our algorithm because I provided that to you guys, so you don't have, you are ready to basically use it. Okay, all right. So that's a good observation though. But I think your point was, why didn't we put it over there in the right?
no, I was saying, can you write instead of a turtle, you could write turtle dot capital turtle dot each time. Like, is that
No, because you have to have a name to the turtle you create. Yes.
not really?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So turtle, and then what is the answer? Forward, right? By what? 100. Okay. And then next line. Yeah, left, right? By what? 120. Okay. All right. So and then you can see that in the rest of the steps we are repeating this, so I'm going to simply copy paste. Okay, but you know, if you want, you can actually try your code right here, right? So I mean, always good practice to, before you writing complete code, intermittently, you know, running your code and checking it out. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, it looks like it worked, and then also turned, right? See that it's turning now, looking at some northwest, right? All right. Yeah. So let's see. Maybe I can. Oh, it's not okay. I'm gonna use. Okay. All right. So let's try. It goes somewhere, but that's fine. See that? It's off because now kind of it's a, so these are the things, subtle thing that this tool is not capable of. Okay. See, it went off off, right? So I'm gonna increase a little bit more, and we are back there. Okay, it's really fast. Okay, it's really fast. But I'm gonna fold back this speed to 3 actually, so that you guys see it. All right. Okay, so it works. So I'm gonna copy paste the rest of the 3 lines. So this is step 1, step 2, step 3. So step 4 this, and 5 this, and then we have step 6, and we don't have a 7, right? So I'm going to delete this. Okay, all right. So let's try this one out. All right, so it works. Okay, so I ask improvements. All right, so those things are secondary. Always solve the fundamental problem. Okay, so the minimum, you know, bare minimum, you need to solve the problems. So get that one first, right? Always after that, always easy to add things, right? So that's why we improve later. So we solve the bare minimum problem first and then improve. Okay, so this is how you're going to add colors. Okay, so we're gonna begin fill. Okay, so oops, sorry. Dot begin fill, and then in the end I'm gonna end it. Okay, so basically we are saying that okay, start filling your colors right here, and then end it right here. So this is going to be end fill. Okay, all right. So this not so we still not don't have the color we're going to fill. So basically it's going to be sorry, um, it's going to be, can anyone tell me the answer? Fill color, right? Yeah, fill color. This basically tells you what color you want. So I'm going to say, let's say red. Okay, all right, and that's it. Okay, so let's try this one out. Yep. Yeah, end fill. Yeah, you have to do that. Yeah. So that's basically tells you where you should end it. Yeah. Okay, there's a bad input and line 30. Let's say what it is 30. Yeah, I think. No, I think this is the, so this is the reason. One of the reason of this, one of the annoying thing with this tool is sometimes don't recognize the indentation. So it's a problem now. So let's try now. Hopefully this works. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we fill the color. So the next I asked you, those are like improvement, right? I asked, and then change in the pen color, right? So what is the command for that? Yeah, I think it's pen color, right? Oops. Oh, that also works. You are right. Yeah. So just color, right? There are many, and then you can put, let's say, blue, right? So this will change the color of the pen. Okay, you can, oh, it's actually totally both color and the line color and then the fill color became pen blue, right? So I think only to change the pen. Yeah, only change the pen, you should pen color actually. All right, so and then this will be blue now. Oh, there you go. Okay, so the pen is blue but the fill color is red. Okay, yes.
So that when you're writing the code for filling in the color or
Mhm.
even assigning the color, for example,
Mhm.
where do we find that input or that actual code? Because it's not within Zybook. Zybook doesn't tell us to assign a color. Use this.
No, Cybook doesn't even teach you turtles,
So
right?
where do we find things
So
like that? So how do we know to assign someone who's never done Python before, and you tell them to assign the color to the line?
yeah, so basically it's in the documentation of turtles. So this is how you check it. Okay, so you basically Google, right, Python turtles. So and it will take you to the documentation. All right, and this, and you can see that it's overwhelming documentation because there are a lot of things we can do in Python, but you can see the almost all the functions availability right here. See that I would say right here, move forward, right forward, left, and then we have fill color, begin fill, end fill. Those are the.
So you're not, for example, or not even you specifically, but in an exam, for example,
We don't.
what's gonna tell us?
No.
Expect us to know the input.
No, we don't gonna. I'm not gonna test you guys on turtles in exams. This is only a learning tool.
Oh, it's only a learning.
This is only a learning tool. Basically, the reason is it you actually see what the code does, right, in a diagram. So that's a visual learning environment. So
So the color was extra credit, right? Like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, putting color. Yes. Am I clear?
Yeah,
Right.
no, it
So
makes sense because I
yeah,
just want to know where it actually.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, yeah, you're right. So basically, this is only a learning tool. So I am going over this in depth because this is our first time using it, right? But this is not an assessment tool because if I do that as well, it will be overwhelming for this class, because we are learning Python, like, from the very beginning syntax. We are using it over here to practice. That's it. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is where you can find it again. So we're gonna rely on this later on, and as we move on. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. So this is that. So now, okay. So I asked to draw another triangle, right? Okay. So how do we do that?
So we don't need to go through the whole process we did from the first one, right? Or do we? Can we just?
Yes, that's my question. Do we need to go? Do we need to repeat everything again, or there's something that we can do?
Do you do you want a triangle inside another triangle, or do you want a triangle next to the other triangle?
Doesn't matter anyway. Either way is fine. Either is fine. I mean, but this is a really important topic that we are getting into right now.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
So like I remember back maybe like 2 chapters ago we were learning that one like loop of like a sequence of things you have to do, and within Zybook it said it's when you find something in your code and you want to go back and do it, you don't necessarily have to go to the beginning. You can start somewhere within the middle or,
Yeah.
or the end, find a place, so you don't have to go all the way from the start. It would just be overwhelming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
assuming here you don't have to go to the beginning.
Yeah. So you're right. Yeah.
The answer is 10 up, right? You're talking about.
Well, let's do this from the like, let's do this not the ideal way, but obvious way. So let's do that first. Okay. So here's what I am going to do, guys. Okay. So, well, I asked you guys to draw another triangle of 50. All right. So all I want is basically after here, right? So before this filling, but this is what I'm going to do. Okay. So this is the obvious to me one. Okay. So I am done drawing this triangle. I need to draw one more. So I'm going to basically copy paste right here that code, right? And then basically change this to 50, right? So let's do that. I mean, isn't that straightforward, right? So just change this to 50, right? And you think, okay, that's. I mean, yeah. I mean that there are many ways to do that, but this is one obvious way of doing it. So let's try that, okay? And we'll get this, right? So now what happened? So now the consequences is really serious. Okay. Now here's my question, guys. Okay. All right. So now my code draws these two triangles. Can I use this code as it is to draw another one triangle?
No.
No, right? I can, because it's gonna draw two triangles, right? See the code over here, right? Because this is my call. See that usage? So I am as a user running this code, right? Line 49. I'm calling my function there, right? It's like, I'm making bread now. I'm the user. So I'm also the engineer who made the bread machine. I made it. Now I am using it. I'm making actual bread at line 49. So now only my function can do is like that specific triangle, two triangles, that's all. Anything else, well, what's the point, right? Because now it's like, imagine this way: you make a bread machine that only you can make one type of bread, like French bread only. That's it. You make a bread machine really special, that it only can make a French bread. That's it. No other bread you can make. What's the point, right? Having a bread machine then, right? So it's like this, right? My code only can draw this pattern, not a triangle anymore, right? So I kind of violated this principle of the abstraction, right? So it's too special, it's useless, because it can only draw this, it cannot draw any triangle. So how do I change that? We're going to go in detail on that topic next week, but this is kind of a diving in before.
You have to separate the two triangles.
Yeah, so that's a good intention. Yeah. Well, the thing is, my question is, without changing this code, how do I draw any triangle, not just 101? All right, that's where that line 1 is really important. Okay, so here's what, look what I'm going to do, guys. Okay, all right, so I am going to add this, see the length, that's an input. I'm going to add this length over here. So I'm going to remove this code because this is wrong, because it's violated the principle of abstraction, right? So now instead of this 100, I'm going to replace it with length, right? Now I am going to input, all right, that length to my function. Okay, right here like this. All right, it's like, you know, you are putting flour into your bread machine from the top. Okay, so and then you can change it to any flour. You can change just, you know, white flour, or just you know, whole grain flour, right? You can change it. So I change that to length. Now basically I want to pass this, sorry, it's right here, this is where I actually give the specific value, let's say 100. Okay, oh, I'm gonna change it to like 200. Okay, all right, so make sure, so I this is my line 1, see that, see I put in my algorithm, guys, right? See this line 1, and here is y, it's in my line 1, first line of the code, the taking of input. See the taking input is line 1 in my algorithm, also in my line 1 in my code, the length, right? So that's where we take the input. Imagine, like, you know, we take the input on top of the bread machine, something similar over here too, on the top of the code, like in the function, first line of the function. Okay, all right, so we run it now, we can draw any triangle. Okay, all right, okay, so now I can draw the next one. How do we draw the next one then? The 51. Yeah, well then I will only draw 51, right? But I want to draw both. Like for example, I want to draw a French bread, then I want to draw sorry, make a French bread, then I want to make an Italian bread. It's exact same thing.
French and write in Italian.
Yeah, so then we're gonna call one more time, right? We're gonna call one more time. So we got kind of like we are making another bread now with now 50. Okay, that's it. So first usage is line 42, second usage is line 43. See that we make the input independent of our code, so that only at the usage we can change it. That way we can draw any triangle, right? So that's the beauty of abstraction and writing functions. Okay, all right, so we call it, and you can see that I'm drawing both now. Okay, all right, so for now this is enough. Don't ask me, okay, how can I draw a triangle in somewhere else? There's a way to do that, we'll learn it later. Okay, so because otherwise if I try to throw everything, it's going to be overwhelming. Okay, this is already a little bit overwhelming, I know that. Okay, that's why I'm taking time to go over this in detail. Okay, all right, so any question?
If we wanted to like make the two triangles like separate from each other.
Yeah, that's why that's why I told you earlier, right? So I'm going to show you that later. Okay, so let's wait. Okay,
And
yeah,
just,
otherwise it's too many detail.
okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
When we were turning this in, because like I've updated this several times, like it's like
That's okay, you can update anytime you want.
Can I turn it all in like just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
that's,
one thing?
yeah, you can edit it again. Yep,
So,
but make sure to put a comment like to our TAs, and then for me, like, you know, I resubmitted something like that.
then I had the colored triangle.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes.
Well, I tried the exact. Oh,
Mhm.
I'm getting the 50.
Kevin, yeah, so he'll going to help you.
Okay.
But I'm going to make sure you get this one, guys, this code. Okay, not the one that I had previously. Okay, I want all you have to have this code. Okay,
So all numbers to the word length, and then
Yeah, so because we kind of this think of this as the placeholder value that you can put the real value when you call the function, right? So imagine this is your recipe, and then this is where you are making it. Like that's the recipe for the making the bread, and this is actually you have actual ingredients making the bread. Okay.
but uh, the def command is like defined, and so we see that up at the top and again at the bottom. So it says def draw triangle, and then we at first that had nothing in it, and the code was still working.
Yeah.
We
So
added length, and then that made it available.
so yeah, that's a good point. But this is the standard way of writing code in Python. So
Okay.
you can run plain Python code like without def and if and anything, but since industry uses this standard and it's a simple standard, from the day one I want you guys to start using it so that it will become a good programming habit.
So
Okay,
what you're
that's
saying
why.
is like it's more standard to put length than to put the individual numbers.
Yep. In the code, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can always give the make bread example and then compare it to what you do actually. Yeah, I mean, it's a really cool analog to the real world. Okay, because it's I mean, if you make those connections to English or real world, it's really easy to grasp this programming concepts. Okay,
Cool. I'm
all
just
right.
curious. Can we to separate them? Can we is the pen down? Is the pen up, pen down command? Can I just separate those two, line 42 and 43? Can I separate those lines by a pen down and pen up?
Well, you will not be able to use turtle over here because we are creating our turtle inside our function, and it is not outside. So see that it's the turtle. We're gonna learn about that in detail later in the class. Why that is?
That can't change.
Yeah.
There's
So
no
basically, what I'm saying is that I am creating this turtle inside this function, right?
Right.
So now this is outside that. So this is
Okay.
this is inside, but when you come over here, that's outside of that function. You don't have access to that.
But there's
Yeah.
no separation command, because I mean that
Yeah.
seems like it would be the easiest is
Yeah.
to separate line 42 and 43
Yeah.
by something.
Think of this that way, right? You don't have access to the current inside your bread machine from outside.
Yeah,
Think
makes
of that.
sense.
It's all inside. It's a black box. It's inside the function. It's only visible is the two line of the top, the name of the function and then the doc string. So one more thing, guys. We call this the doc string. Okay.
The what?
Doc string. Doc string. If you are taking down notes, take down notes. This is the doc string. So this line is the doc string. Doc means documentation. So what basically Python has a module that can create wikis, code wikis, like documentation. So it's actually track this documentation and can create an entire wiki page for your project, right? So and that's why it's a coding standard in Python, pretty much style, right? After function header, this we call the function header, and this line is called the function docstring. So it's a coding standard, but without this your function works, but we highly recommend writing that after any function that you write. Okay, so docstring. Okay, so two together call the public interface. Okay, so basically it's a documentation string, right? It's a text that we explain what it does actually. All right, any question, any other questions?
So we would use this in our reply.
Yeah, you can, I mean, if you follow me and then you can type it, copy paste that, and then it's I'm going to do right now. Okay, so let's quickly now submit this, guys. But before that, right, so let's go back over here. So we have 4 questions, right? 5 questions, right? So let's answer this. This is really important. So this is the one of the most important thing in this submission, this assignment, because this is where I'm going to test you on the thing that you learned in the class, right? So, and that's the point, right? We are using turtles to learn, practice. So it goes to I mean, ask this question from you as well. Okay, so I'm gonna reply now. So this is what I would do. First, reply with the answers. Okay, all right.
Okay.
And I would say, okay, see, and then answers to 5 questions. All right. All right. So now you're gonna give me the answers, guys. Okay. Name a data type you use in your code.
Integer.
There you go. All right. So integer or int also fine. Okay. As in what? As in
Input.
no. As in the integer. You said integer, right? So where did we use an integer?
In the algorithm.
No. Focus on the code.
We use
Focus.
an integer in 120 and left 120.
Yeah, this one is an integer. This length also an integer, right? The type. So this 200 is an integer. Right? All of those are examples. So I will write as in like where I'm using it, like as in 200. Okay, as in 200 in. I will also put the code line, right? So sorry, as in right here. Okay. All right, and then basically I will make this, mark this as code as. So this is how you do it, code. Okay. All right, so next one, write an expression you use in your, because we learned expression last Tuesday, right? This Tuesday, right? So what is an expression?
Um, draws an equal triangle of length.
Expression?
An expression is the assignment name.
No.
An expression.
What can be an expression? Yes.
When you assign a value to something,
Mm-hmm.
so if you go up,
Mm-hmm.
it would be so a equals turtle equals
Mm-hmm.
right of that turtle parentheses.
So you're saying left hand side?
The right hand side is the expression.
Yeah, that's, you're right. So basically this is a special kind of function call. We are basically creating a turtle, this whole thing an expression. Okay, but there are more obvious one, right? We said a variable name itself is an expression. A value, it's a value itself is an expression, right?
So a under turtle is an expression.
Yes, this is an expression. This is an expression. This red is an expression. A value itself is an expression in Python. And then this value also 120 is an expression. This length is an expression. There are a lot of expressions in this code. They are all expressions. So I'm going to say length and as in right there. Okay. So as in right here. Okay. Okay. All right. Next question. Code. Write an assignment statement you used in your code.
So
We only have one assignment statement in this code. What is it?
output equals draw an equilateral triangle.
Where was that? Focus on the code, guys. Okay. Yes.
A turtle
Equals. Yeah.
turtle,
Yeah.
turtle,
Yeah. That's the only assignment statement we have. Right. So this is assignment statements because we have the assignment symbol. So this is the only one we have. Okay. So you can write this. All right, format code. Write a statement other than assignment code. We already discussed that, guys. What is that? Statement other than assignment statement. We begin with that actually, this discussion, right?
Oh, it's the beginning.
Yeah. What is it?
Import.
Import turtle, right? That's the statement. So this is the one. So basically I would write import statement. Okay, import as in this one. Okay, so this is another type of statement. Write to Python reserved words in your code. So reserved words are, so think about in English. Can anyone give me a couple of examples of reserved words in English? The words reserved. Yeah.
Define, teach, depth.
No. Forget about Python. English.
Reserved.
Give me a reserved word in English. The word reserved to English. Print? No.
Reserved word.
Yeah. So basically, so here's an example. Okay. So can I use ARE to name someone? No, right? Because R has a meaning in English that defined in the grammar, right? We don't abuse those words, right? So
It's a word. It's a word that's already been assigned a function.
yeah. So basically, so we don't use the words like, will, are, is, am, I in other to define something else, right? So we use like word we only to recognize us, we, right? Nothing else. We don't use we to name someone, right? And name our pet, right? No, right? So something like that. That means those words are reserved in the language specification for specific use, nothing else. So here also we have bunch. So what are those?
Well, import is one, right?
Yeah, you're right. Def is one. This is for defining a function. Def for defining a function. Import for importing. And then we have one down here. We will learn about this whole thing in week 9, ninth week, which is if. Okay, that's it. Only these three we have. Okay, nothing else. So I would say two, right? We need two, right? Def and import. Def as in this, like this. So defining a function, right? I'm okay. You are writing just the answer, but I am the teacher here, right? So I want to see you guys where is the usage. So I'm gonna actually write that as well. Okay, and then import as in import right here, right? So import turtle. Okay. All right. That's it. So those are the 5 answers. Now we have to paste our code. Really important, guys. You have to do two more things. Copy paste your code and then embed your code. We did both in week 1. Remember, right? With the turtle curve, right? So so we're gonna copy that code. So I'm gonna copy this. Okay, and then just paste and then change the code. Change the format into this, right? We formatted. So at the end we're gonna do one more thing. Okay, and that is embedding, right? So we're gonna save our code. Save. You can see that it's see the URL gotten changed, right? So copy that URL, but before that I'm gonna copy paste this thing, right? So this whole thing, and then paste it in down below. All right, so and then replace this with that link, right? Follow me, guys. Okay, so this is the so we're gonna keep doing this and you will get more used to that every time this basic thing we do, because this is our forum, so your code should be visible to everyone, and I should be able to they should be able to run it within the canvas. Okay, so this is the verification, it's there, right? So we can now reply. Okay,
Yeah, for some reason my paragraph option is gone. No, I guess I'll just.
take a look here. Okay, all right, see that the code lines are in red, so I recommend writing that way. Okay, so that it easily recognize the code, and then make sure you are pre-formatted. Okay, and then code is runnable like this. Okay,
Yeah, because my.
Kevin, can you take a look? Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
I'm running behind little bit. All right, I have a few couple of things to show you guys. Okay, one, so let's, because we only have 5 minutes, right? So go over here, open this one. This is the one. Okay, first programming assignment, open it. So you have to read this instruction. All of these are really helpful instructions to submit your coding assignment. So this is the auto grade. Okay, could you all open this one? I want to make sure, because this is important. Okay, because this is your first time using the auto grade code check. Okay, so it's the programming assignment, this one. Okay, so this one is in module 4, birthday IO. Okay, so go all the way to the bottom, you will see this button. See that it's exactly similar to SciBook, because CodeCheck like SciBook, an external tool in Canvas. Okay, so click on that. Sean, you already submitted, I think, right? Did you or someone else? Oh, okay. So there's some things to read, and then especially read what you must do this thing. But for the purpose of today, right? You will see on top of your, like somewhere right here, you will see your LMS ID, right? So right here, every time when you write your code, you replace these 3 dots. Okay, so go over here and replace these 3 dots with your name. Okay, like Indika, and your surname, like full name, right, like this. So the reason is, unlike SciBook, this one you don't have to create user accounts. So this is only way we recognize it's actually your code, not someone else. So you have to submit LMS ID. Okay, LMS ID is this big number, big code you have on the top. For now, you don't have to do anything. Remember, these are the places where you write your code. Read my instruction carefully. Take some time to read it, and then it's a lot, I know, I understand, but take some time to read it. Okay, because since our first assignment, I put a lot of instruction in wording for you guys to read. Okay, and then this is where you write your main program, and then basically once you are done, you can click on code check. You guys can now code check, but we have unlimited attempts. Don't worry about getting something wrong. Okay, so unlimited attempts. So right now you can check what will happen without writing any code. Obviously it will give you an error, right? But that's what you will have to do. Okay, we will do on Tuesday, we will do a group activity on this. Okay, so we will not in the morning. Okay, because we didn't do a group activity today, right? So Tuesday morning next week, we will do a practice activity on this. Okay. I'm not going to go over this one. This will your assignment this week. I'll do a similar one. Yeah, we're going to start chapter 5 next week too. Yes, we're going to finish chapter 4 Tuesday, and if we have enough time, we'll start chapter 5. Otherwise, we'll start on Thursday. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. But I want all you guys to submit your this thing. Okay, so that I can grab your LMS ID, so that we can come to you from Canvas and help you.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so we're submitting our triangle code right now.
Yes, yes.